The dark money of Rome, how power followed the gold. 1. The hidden economy of empire. Rome is remembered for legions, emperors, and marble monuments. But the empire's real engine wasn't muscle, it was money. Quiet money. The kind that never saluted in parades or carved its name on arches. Behind every conquest was a balance sheet. Behind every emperor, a creditor. In the Republic's early days, senators claimed to despise commerce. Too noble for business, they said. Yet they found clever ways around their own laws. Agents and freedmen ran enterprises in their name. It was hypocrisy with a profit margin. So what does that actually mean? It means Rome was pretending to be moral while inventing offshore banking. These early financiers weren't merchants, they were power brokers. They funded armies, lent to generals, and squeezed provinces dry through contracts called tax farms. Their motto could have been, "Why rule a province when you can own its debt?" The result? Politics ran on money that never appeared in official ledgers. It shaped elections, bribed judges, and kept senators conveniently indebted. Even then, it seems, campaign finance reform was a myth. Footnote: Roman politics relied heavily on private finance, turning hidden capital into a tool of political control. 2. Tax farming and financial predators. Here's how Rome's economic machine worked. The government auctioned off provincial tax rights. The highest bidder won the privilege to collect taxes, plus anything extra they could squeeze out. That extra often ruined entire communities. These contractors, called publicani, weren't civil servants. They were entrepreneurs with swords. They loaned to farmers at crippling rates, seized land for defaults, and sold families into slavery. The Republic called it revenue. The provinces called it theft. So what does that actually mean? It means Rome's economy thrived on other people's misery, and nobody pretended otherwise. The system created billionaires in togas and beggars everywhere else. Wars became profitable investments. Armies expanded the tax base. Financiers funded campaigns, then collected their return in gold, grain, and human labor. Every victory meant new contracts and more debtors. Footnote: The tax farming system converted conquest into commerce, enriching elites while impoverishing subject territories. 3. The rise of the financier class. By the time the Republic turned into empire, money had learned to disguise itself as patriotism. The rich stopped buying votes openly. They bought systems instead. Augustus centralized taxation to restore order, but the financiers adapted faster than the law. The equestrian order, Rome's unofficial business class, became indispensable. They managed state contracts, loans, and logistics while senators pretended to stay above trade. It was a polite fiction that fooled no one. Banking grew too. Wealthy households became lenders. Interest rates were wild, anywhere from modest to monstrous. Politicians borrowed to run campaigns and stage gladiatorial games. A show of generosity usually meant a mountain of debt behind the curtain. So what does that actually mean? It means most of Rome's heroes were really just high-risk borrowers who got lucky in war before their creditors came knocking. Footnote: Imperial finance blurred the line between state authority and private profit, embedding debt deep within Rome's political system. 4. Corruption, credit, and the cost of power. Debt was both ladder and noose. Ambitious men borrowed fortunes to climb into office, then used office to pay it back, with interest. Caesar himself started as a debtor drowning in loans before conquering his way into solvency. Rome's political partnerships often looked more like financial syndicates. Triumvirates weren't just alliances, they were mergers. The empire ran on cash flow as much as legions. Even the Praetorian Guard got in on the action. They didn't just protect emperors, they auctioned them. One infamous year, they literally sold the throne to the highest bidder. So what does that actually mean? It means the Roman Empire was, at one point, a publicly traded company. The moral was clear: in Rome, money didn't follow power. Power followed money. Footnote. Financial corruption was systemic, turning political office into an investment and the empire itself into collateral. 5. Trade, inequality, and decline. Trade routes stretched from Britain to India. Spices, silk, and gold flowed into Rome, but most of it pooled at the top. The elite few built palaces while the masses lived in debt and dependency. This wealth imbalance hollowed the empire from within. Inflation, heavy taxes, and a shrinking middle class left Rome brittle. When the system finally cracked, it wasn't barbarians at the gate that doomed it, it was accountants in the temples. So what does that actually mean? It means Rome collapsed not from sword blows but from balance sheets that stopped balancing. The dark money that built its monuments also dug its grave. History tends to glorify marble and battles, but every empire falls for the same quiet reason: math. Footnote. Economic centralization and inequality undermined Rome's stability, turning its financial genius into its downfall.